All right, so here we are, Dolphins, Chargers. We'll look at the Chargers game, a little bit of the Bengals game, and I think a little bit of the Chiefs game as well from the Dolphins defense. The Dolphins defense can do pretty much anything. Brian Flores is a true, right, Belichick disciple, right? You could say that him and Belichick are a lot more similar, or maybe more successful is a better word, than someone like Matt Patricia. But I won't get on Matt Patricia too much because I don't really have much to say about that guy. But here we have a run stop. We're going to start with some run stops because, I'm a defensive line guy, so we're going to do some run stops, some pass rush, and everything in between. We have a pretty simple concept here, but it works to perfection, all right? So the Chargers are running a pretty simple gap scheme here, right? Handing off to the running back, right up in the A gap, right? Trying to take advantage of the three-man front, right? And the Dolphins defense being kind of wide. So they have their three defensive linemen, right? And these are some backups over here. I think Benito and Stowbridge, okay? And they're going to do a pretty simple twist, okay? It's going to take a step forward. We're going to have our nose guard take a step to the right. And for our center, he's taking him where he's going, right? It's a decent play that way, but he's going to take a jab step inside and go around right where that vacated gap is. And again, our guard here is going to go with the simple block here, and it's going to screw up their run game royally. Okay, it's a nice design twist, a nice executed twist as well from two backup defensive linemen. Okay, but like I said, you have your jab step, right? That guard doesn't know where he's going. These two offensive linemen are going to double and work to the linebacker, but it really won't matter because now the center's got his head down, right, driving this nose tackle where he wants to go. And our tackle on the right side is going to give that step, loop around his butt, nice and tight, right? Want to be as tight as possible around his butt to make the play. Right? This guard doesn't have a chance. He's not going to intercept him. And also, our nose tackle is just in the way, right? He's acting like he's setting almost a screen so that our right defensive tackle can get in and plug that gap. Okay, pretty simple but effective scheme in the passing game, right? In the pass rush, but also in the run game as well. All right, so we'll play at full speed. Again, a nice jab step, and it's that quick, right? It's that easy. Jab step inside, right to this open gap, because the center's only job is to drive that tackle out, but you're confusing, you're disorienting the offensive lineman by giving them one more thing that they have to adjust to, right? Nice play by the Dolphins defense, and shows that they're deep as well, right? Flores defense, Belichick type of defenses thrive on having different players that excel in different roles, and it shows here. All right, so here we are, Jets, Dolphins. Going to jump around to a few different games in this video, but this is a solid. This is another run stop. We're going to get to some pass rush eventually as well, but this is a solid run stop from our two interior defensive linemen. This is Raekwon Davis in the middle and Christian Wilkins on the right side of our screen playing left defensive tackle. And Emmanuel Ogba over here as well, who makes a nice play. Kind of overall an awesome play. So what this play is supposed to be for the Jets is supposed to be a pretty simple kick out play. We're going to have our right guard come down the line of scrimmage, kick out whoever's there. Then everyone else is going to peel back, basically cover up for him. So the idea is, right, that this gap opens up right here, right behind this tackle's butt, okay? Now what ends up actually happening is these two defensive linemen and Ogba on the left side do a fantastic job at getting extension and not giving up any movement. So ideally, and in a play like this, these offensive linemen, especially these two guys on the right side, this is where the ball's going, they need to get movement. Even a yard and a half of movement is a win, right? You want more than that, but at the end of the day, you need movement so that your running back has a hole to go through, okay? The Dolphins defensive line, specifically Wilkins and Raekwon Davis, do basically textbook. And people throw around the word textbook a lot, but this is genuinely something that I would show my defensive lineman if I'm trying to use, as an example of hand extension, right, of bench pressing your opponent, bench pressing the lineman that's coming down on you, right? And they do a fantastic job with gap integrity, right? And then also shedding the block, getting their eyes in the backfield and making the play. All right, so let's see this. I'm going to start out in slow motion just because it's easier to see the play develop. All right away with the first steps, you see it developing, right? We have our left guard pulling to kick out, whoever's on the end of the line of scrimmage, going to be this guy, okay? And right away, our two defensive linemen, eyes in the backfield, right? Eyes on them, hands ready. Okay, good hand extension. Can't see it too much, a little blocked Same thing with Wilkins. And again, all these linemen, so we're leaving this defensive end alone. Linebackers tight ends going to the second level. All right, guard's coming to kick this guy out. Let's watch this develop. Okay, you talk about hand extension. A little bit of a battle still going on here, but he's got his eyes in the backfield, right? He's looking, where's the running back going? And he could cross face, but it's a little early for that, okay? And here, if you look at the angle of Greg Van Roten, right, the right guard of the New York Jets, he is stood up, straight up stood up. And this angle right here, right, that's arm extension. I talk about bench press because it's literally bench press, right? You're bench pressing your opponent from their chest back into the backfield. These two offensive linemen for the Jets were supposed to get movement. They get none of it, right? They get maybe half a yard on these two hogs in the middle. Okay, Frank Gore's hole is right here. It's pretty much non-existent. We have our linebacker filling. So he has to cut back, and alas, there's no cutback lane either. Right, so he puts his foot in the ground. Davis sheds the block, and look at this, eyes on him the entire time. Then you have Ogba on this side as well, right, ready to clean it up. Awesome play, right, well executed. And this is kind of an individual effort. Right? You're not scheming up. This is what you're teaching your defensive line, but this is not some fancy twist. This isn't a blitz. This is straight up gap integrity, right, and playing the run. Okay, so I'll let it play through again. Watch this hand extension. Look at the angle he gets the offensive lineman at, pushes him back, right, and then is there to wrap him up and make the play. Awesome gap integrity, awesome use of the hands, right, and kind of showcases, these are the two starters for the Dolphins, but showcases how stout they are in the run game and why that helps them on the second level, with play action and in the secondary with guys like Xavier Howard, who will look at it a little bit. All right, we got Bengals, Dolphins. They're going to pass rush to go over here. This one in particular, there's a lot going on. So here we have kind of a mug look, but out of a three-man front. So for the offensive line here, right, they are 5 wide, and we have Gio Bernard in the backfield, who is not going to help pass block. He's going to kind of delay on a little bit of a check down route. And we're going to have one of our linebackers drop out, or he's in man coverage, so he'll kind of delay, but he'll run with Gio Bernard. We have 2 wide 9s, a nose, and then Van Noy is going to end up blitzing here, okay? There's a lot going on in this pass rush, so we'll start here. For some odd reason, this guard feels the need to help out his center, partially, I think, because they thought this guy was going, so maybe we'd have one-on-ones across the board. But nonetheless, this is the Bengals, and their offensive line was pretty much a disaster last year, so not totally surprising that they're unable to figure this out. But there's a lot of unique parts of this pass rush. Okay, first of all, Van Noy knows now, look at this lane, right? That's like a running back lane. He knows he has that lane. One interesting thing that he does is how him and Ogba work off of each other, okay? So Van Noy's got his guard beat to the outside, right? He's running full speed through this B gap, and watch what he does to the tackle, right? Before he beelines to the quarterback, he gives, let me rewind a second here. Watch what he does to this tackle. Okay, gives him a little shove. Again, did it do much? No, but it did just enough to let Ogba come on the inside, right? Van Noy's rushing to the outside. Brandon Allen has to step up instead of possibly rolling out this way or bailing out this way because he's getting beat on the left side as well. So he steps up, and the idea is Van Noy will rush him, cause him to step up, and Ogba will come from the inside and get the sack. Now, that doesn't end up happening because Ogba misses him, right? So Van Noy almost gets him. Ogba misses him, right? But eventually they get enough pressure, right, to where they get kind of a gang sack there. All right, but nonetheless, an awesome kind of, combo pass rush move here. Might have been a subtle thing that Van Noy just picked up on and said, all right, I'm going to, give you a chance. If it was a little twist or a delayed twist, right? But we had a solid pass rush from the left side as well. Left tackle did a better job than the other side. But at the end of the day, you're going to need to give your quarterback a little bit more time than that. So a well-executed pass rush here. Pretty bad job by the Bengals offensive line as well. Not sure what your right guard is doing there. Causing him to lunge. As an offensive lineman, you never want to be in that position. But again, Van Noy gives him a little shove, resets his hips, and gives him a chance to get that gang tackle in the backfield, rushing 4. And he's looking at Ogba like, man, I gave you that chance. You missed the sack. What are you doing? I think combined they had about 10 pressures in this game. So not a failure, right, but a failure to bring him down nonetheless. And they hurt their left tackle there. All right, so we're in the Jaguars Dolphins game, kind of jumping all around to a bunch of different games here, but trying to find a good coverage of what Brian Flores does with his defense. And here is a mugged look. And I think I've explained it in a previous video, but basically what that means is you bring linebackers up to the line of scrimmage, right, looking like you're blitzing pretty much every single gap. And when you do that, first of all, you give the offensive lineman and the quarterback something else to think about. How many people are they bringing? If they bring everyone, I got to get the ball out quick. If they drop someone out, where is he dropping? Because when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have the numbers, right? So if the Dolphins decide to blitz all 6 here, right, have all 6 go for the quarterback, and this is a 4th down. This is 4th and 6. In a 4th down, right, you might not think, okay, the defense is going to send the house, right? They wouldn't do that. So this is a bluff look. Or what if they do send the house? So essentially, it's there to disorient the quarterback. Because in theory, right, the Dolphins could drop Van Noy out, right, and drop Grugier Hill out, right, and drop him out here and rush 2, rush 3, right? In theory, they could do a lot of different things out of this. Now, this is 4th and 6, and let's just look here what happens. Okay, empty backfield, right? You run the risk. And I mentioned earlier, right? When you're playing a defense like the Patriots do, or like the Dolphins do, and the Patriots will do this as well, you need shutdown corners. You need corners that can play man-to-man and shut them down because they're sending everyone, right? They're sending 6 across the board. They outnumber the offensive line, so someone's going to get home, right? Minshew sees it. If he has a receiver that can get open quick, he releases it, and that's an easy first down. That's the risk that you run. But when you have Xavier Howard back there, you have Byron Jones back there, you feel a lot more comfortable doing something like this, right? So we have Grugier Hill, and I apologize if I'm botching that name. I try my best. But we have Grugier Hill here, right, who, again, offensive line has to make a decision. D lineman is crashing inside. They make that decision, and it leads to a 10-yard loss and a big hit on 4th down, right? Let's watch it just in full speed again, because this is how quick it happens, right? Minshew gets it. Oh, they're sending everyone. Oh, I'm done, right? 4th and 6. Okay, and I'll replay it just for poops and giggles here, right? They have to make a decision. Someone is a free rusher, and again, you can see Minshew be like, "Yeah, I got to get rid of the ball," right? He sees this guy coming. He knows, but this is maybe half a second after the ball is snapped. Even if he does get rid of the ball here, it's a first down going the other way. Okay, or you run the risk of straight up turning the ball over, right? So a perfect play call here, a ballsy play call here by Brian Flores, but it ends up paying off, right? When you have some of the players in the back end, like the Dolphins do, you can do things like this. All right, so we're in the Dolphins-Bengals game now, and this game is a good one for the Dolphins defense. I mean, Joe Burrow is not playing. You have Brandon Allen at quarterback, and their offensive line is pretty abysmal, yada, yada, but they do have good receivers, okay? And what you're going to see here is a bit of a pick play, and it's going to be, again, a Xavier Howard love highlight. I mean, I just love watching this guy, and his ability to play man-to-man, to recover in some situations, especially here, is unbelievable to me, right? Having great corners is so advantageous in this league, right, with so many, talented wide receivers, and, specifically in the AFC, and we'll see it with the Chiefs, being able to follow a guy like Tyreek Hill. Or in the Bengals case, we got Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, right? A.J. Green. Believe this is Boyd and Higgins on the outside. All right, so what you're going to see here is, like I said, a bit of a pick play, okay? So you're going to have your inside receiver take a vertical stem, go inside like this, and run a bit of a hitch, right? A little bit of a comeback, okay? Your inside receiver is going to play off of that. He's going to go vertical, right, and then go outside and up deep. A little bit of a wheel route, okay? What this is going to do pretty clearly is have these two corners collide, right? It's a screenplay, okay? And it actually works. They get in each other's way. But Xavier Howard, right, our man here on the inside, pretty sure shadowing their number one receiver, who is Boyd in this case, gets picked, somehow recovers, and has another unbelievable interception. All right, so we'll watch it full speed. We'll slow it down a bit. Watch our inside. And again, works to perfection, right? This is what the Bengals are looking for. Brandon Allen sees it, says, okay, already got Tyler Boyd running vertical, should be open over there. It's not a great pass, but at the same time, right, watch Howard and his ability to recover, right? From being screened, he knows what's happening. He knows he has to catch up on the outside. He does that, keeps his eye on the quarterback, turns his head again, and somehow gets the interception. Okay? So I'm going to run this back a little bit. Okay, so he gets picked, right? Recovers, sees his receiver, looks at the quarterback. Now, he hasn't even released the ball yet. The quarterback has not thrown the ball. He looks, knows he hasn't thrown it, throws the ball, turns his head to the other side, right, and then gets vertical and makes the interception. Pretty much boxes out the wide receiver and makes the interception. Right, we'll watch it from the tight view to see the final product, or at least the interception. But the ability to get picked, recover, and then make a play on the ball in the air like that is unbelievable, right? I don't know if another corner in the league can do that. Really awesome catch. That's a wide receiver catch right there. And he knows, right? He's flexing on him. It is the Bengals, right? But nonetheless, it's a great play on an offensive, pass route combo that worked, right? It worked. It picked him, and he still recovered and still made the play. All right, so I guess you could call this a little bonus clip that I'm going to throw in at the end. And this is just another example of Xavier Howard being Xavier Howard, right? So part of the Brian Flores, Bill Belichick type of defense is they like to run a lot of different things. Any possible scheme, blitz, pass rush under the sun, they can run it. Now, what you need to be that versatile is you need a good secondary, specifically good corners, right? And the Dolphins have that in Xavier Howard, who could be the best corner in the league. I like Jalen Ramsey personally, but they're neck and neck. I don't think there's much of a gap. And Xavier Howard, the ability to play man-to-man, not only right in blitzing situations, but also straight up in a situation like this when you're playing the Chiefs. They're going to spread you out. They're going to put speed on the field. Being able to run stride for stride with this guy over here, this little guy, Tyreek Hill, 99% of corners can't do that in the NFL, right? 99% of corners on this probably get burnt and let up a touchdown, but not Xavier Howard, right? Just straight man-to-man coverage, right? Not much help in the back end. Not sure what the safeties are doing here. The safety that bleeds over a little bit. But just keep your eye on this, right? An unbelievable play by Xavier Howard, number one, to stick with Tyreek Hill, and number two, to make the play on the ball that he does. Okay? Jams him a bit, eyes on the ball, one hand, picks it out of the air. Again, 99% of corners in the NFL, that's a touchdown, right? Xavier Howard can run with Tyreek Hill, and in turn can run with any single wide receiver in the entire NFL, and it's really unbelievable to watch, right? And this gives us a better angle of the catch here. Just picks it out of the air. Okay? A little bit of a short pass by Mahomes, not a great throw, but at the end of the day, right, if you can run with Tyreek Hill, you can play man-to-man on the other team's best receiver. That opens up so many options for your defensive coordinator to be creative and play around with blitzes and pass rushes.